Hello everyone, and welcome back to Global Bike Buzz, where passion for two wheels burns bright. Today we're diving even deeper into the 2026 Honda Super Cub 160 HRC, a bike that marries classic charm with contemporary flair. Stick around for a full rundown from front to tail, under the hood, on the ride, the dollars and cents, and our final verdict. Picture this. The first thing you notice is that instantly recognizable Super Cub silhouette has smooth, friendly curves, and a flowing front fairing that feels both familiar and fresh. Up front, the LED headlamp is perfectly positioned, bright and crisp, framed within a glossy red cowl that's offset by subtle matte black surrounds. That lighting isn't just practical, it's thoughtfully styled. The bumper-style front fender hugs the 17-inch wheel with a protective wraparound form, almost like a graceful skirt, while the HRC-colored brake calipers bold shades of blue and red peek through the spokes, announcing performance DNA even in standstill. The disc rotor isn't plain, it's machined with sleek grooves that don't just look sporty, and a hint at thoughtful engineering, aiding cooling and controlling brake dust. From the side, that profile, the Super Cub's step-through frame is here, retro sole intact, yet reimagined. Matte black panels expose the frame and contrast sharply with the red bodywork, lending a muscular, purposeful look. The silhouette remains compact and accessible, but details add attitude. The seat is a beautiful piece in itself, a split-level seat that gently rises toward the rear, upholstered in deep, rich red with discreet HRC embroidery. It looks premium and feels intimate, offering comfort for rider and passenger alike. The exhaust is short, tucked beneath the bike on the right, and has a brushed stainless finish that catches light without screaming for attention. Side panels discreetly emblazoned with Super Cub 160 in modern typography, accented with ultra-thin pinstriping of white and racing blue, nod to Honda's storied motorsport heritage. Turn to the back, the cleaned-up tail section is neat and purposeful. The rear fender arcs downward toward the rear tire, and the tail light is a slender LED bar that looks sleek and touchy. Flanking turn signals are compact and purposeful, almost miniature bullets. The integrated rear grab handle blends seamlessly into the tailpiece, functional yet graceful. Even the suspension is nicely hidden, clean lines all around, almost giving the bike a minimalist, refined appearance. But don't let the clean profile fool you, there's substance behind the aesthetics. Now, let's venture underneath. The 159cc single-cylinder, air-cooled engine is a gem of simplicity and reliability, with fuel injection tuned for smooth delivery and decent throttle response. It churns out around 15 horsepower and close to 12.5 pounds-feet of torque. That may not sound earth-shaking, but paired with a wet weight hovering around 110 kilograms, rough estimate, it makes for sprightly, approachable performance. The 4-speed semi-automatic tranny, combined with a centrifugal clutch, means launching is easy, just twist, go. No clutch lever needed, and yet it still offers shift strategy fun for the engaged rider. Kick the starter, and that engine comes alive with a refined, meaty purr, not obtrusive, but with enough character to hint at what's to come. Riding it through city streets is a delight. Rolling from a stop, there's an unobtrusive, smooth surge, just enough to feel lively without launching you off the seat. The lightweight frame and low center of gravity feel governed and nimble, making tight traffic threading intuitive. Open it a bit and the 160 HRC pushes with pleasant gusto, enough to surprise you during casual accelerations. On a less congested stretch, you'll plateau around 60–65 miles per hour comfortably in off-highway range, but more than enough for suburban roads and casual rides. The suspension is mild but well-tuned, firm enough to keep the bike composed through switchbacks, yet soft enough over broken tarmac and small bumps to stay comfortable on longer runs. Handling turns is pure fun. The steering input is feather light, almost effortless, and the bike flicks into lean with an eager grace. You feel connected to chaotic road surfaces don't pitch you around. Stability remains commendable, thanks in part to the low mass and intuitive geometry. Whether it's a quick flick into a city corner or gentle arc out of your driveway, this bike feels confident and receptive. Let's talk numbers. In the US, Honda's MSRP for the Super Cub 160 HRC lands at around $3,999, though actual dealer pricing can fluctuate based on location, demand, or styling options. That puts it in a compelling price bracket, especially when factoring in Honda's build quality, legendary reliability, and that HRC halo. Fuel economy is spectacular. Expect over 100 miles per gallon in real-world riding, so operational cost is minimal, making daily commuting a breeze on the wallet. In Europe and Asia, local pricing likely lands between $4,000 and $4,500, or equivalent local currencies, including taxes and import fees. But even there, it's positioned as a value-driven, premium commuter choice. So how do we feel about it? This is a Super Cub that leans fully into its nostalgia, while drifting lightly toward the future. From the detailed front cowl and LED treatment to the tailored seat and subtle HRC cues, it bridges eras. The engine is thoughtful and not overpowering, but eager, economical and relaxed, just like the Cub's spirit. The ride is familiar and virtuous, yet not stale. There's engagement, agility, and personality packed into compact dimensions. Sure, if you seek long-distance touring at highway speeds or extended two-up journeys at 75+ miles per hour, this isn't your long-haul steed. Its gearing and power plateau eventually show their limits. Also, storage is minimal unless you add accessories, so if you're a cargo hauler or commute with luggage, plan for racks or bags. Still, those are minor quibbles in a package that radiates charm, value, style, and utility. It's perfect for students, city dwellers, vintage fans, or anyone who wants a stylish, fuss-free ride with just enough flash. The HRC touches bold calipers, subtle stripes, premium finish elevate it above the everyday commuter bike and position it as something to be proud of and enjoy. Thanks for spending time with us here on Global Bike Buzz. If you loved hanging out with the 2026 Honda Super Cub 160 HRC, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell so our next